What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Real Housewives of Orange County star Tamra Judge has said some pretty kind of racist, in my opinion, comments against former Real Housewives co-star Peggy Sulhian. So let me just kind of lay the groundwork here so you can see how hypocritical Tamra truly is. Like, earlier in the week, Tamra was calling for Kelly Dodd to be fired from the Real Housewives of Orange County simply for saying that she doesn't date black men or know any. So she goes, that's racist. Kelly needs to be fired immediately for saying stuff like that. So now she does her own interview where she claims that Peggy was not a good fit and like housewives like her should not be allowed on the show. Anyone who requires subtitling when they speak. And so Peggy spoke perfect English. The only problem with Peggy was that she pretended not to understand English for whatever weird reason it was. I personally think that Peggy did it so that she could come off as more exotic than she actually is. Peggy was born in Kuwait to Armenian parents, and she has a little bit of an accent, but not much. Like, you perfectly understand what it is that she's saying, but for some reason, when she got on the show, she would pretend not to know very basic, like, similes, metaphors, and analogies. It was very strange, but this is what Tamra had to say. She said, anyone you have to subtitle should not be on the show. That's what I feel, when she was asked about Peggy. And she continued on to say, and I quote, if you can't understand what they're saying, that's difficult. I think she was nice, but I just don't think she was good TV. It does not mean you're a horrible person. It just takes a certain personality. And she continued on to kind of disparage the casting team behind the Real Housewives of Orange County by saying that they have a really hard time getting it right, as if she's the only right option for this show, which clearly is not the case because she's fired. I think she really is just bitter about that at the end of the day. And now backing it up to where Tamra was criticizing the way that Peggy spoke. Peggy has an English degree, and I don't think that Tamra has a degree, period. So it is very odd to me that she would go and speak poorly about the way it was that Peggy spoke English. You know, again, Peggy did not have much of an accent. Like, she would try to pretend that she was had a lot more difficulty with English than she actually did. Her family moved to United States when she was only like 1 year old. So she grew up in an English country with English speaking friends, going to an English speaking school. Yes, she grew up bilingual because of her parents' heritage, but it doesn't stop her from being able to speak English. I'm the same way. You know, I moved to Canada when I was 4 years old with my family. We still kept our native language back home, but I speak English. I got a communications degree. So it's very, in my opinion, dog whistle racist for Tamra to be speaking like this about Peggy. And I feel like Peggy probably regrets the way that she would play around with pretending not to know things in English, as if she didn't grow up in America her entire, life. Because it did make her look quite dumb, especially when you realize that she has a literal English degree and has lived in the United States since she was 1 year old. So she learned to speak in America. So I don't understand the game it was that she was playing. But again, this just goes to show you that Tamra truly is just bitter that she was fired from the Real Housewives of Orange County and just wants everyone else to be down with her. She has been criticizing literally everyone from the show over the past several weeks, and it seems like in her world she's the only person who deserves to be on the show, and this is just a really bad look for her. And I think it's only going to make it difficult for her to get other work in television, because I'm pretty sure that that is what she wants to do. She wants to be back on our TV screen so that she could have, other businesses, get that exposure from Bravo or whatever network it might be. And this bitter kind of campaign trail is not the way to do it, especially in light of the comments she made just the other day about Kelly Dodd. Her calls for Kelly Dodd to be fired for saying that she doesn't date men of a particular race. And it just goes to show her hypocrisy in light of comments she made just the other week about Kelly needing to be fired from the show for saying that she doesn't date black men. One person needs to be fired for saying that they don't date people from a particular race, but you can stay or be called back to the show even though you're claiming that anyone who speaks English with even the tiniest bit of an accent shouldn't be on TV. Come on, girl. It just goes to show that she is jumping on a movement and using it to her gain. It's a movement that she doesn't genuinely care about. And yeah, I've never been a fan of Tamra, and this just makes her look even worse in my eyes than she already did. And I didn't even know that that was possible. Anyway, you guys, what do you think about Tamra's comments against Peggy and anyone else who might have any kind of an accent when they speak English, not needing to be on television? Did you think that that was racist? And on top of that, did you think that it was hypocritical of her to say something like that right after calling for Kelly to be fired for talking about her own dating choices? Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.